I'm Marvin Scott, and this is the season of giving. It's a special time of year, Hanukkah, Christmas, and in this episode, I reach into my vault for a heartwarming story I've done. A total stranger came forward to give a gift of life, his kidney, to a man who desperately needed a donor. He succeeded in saving a life. And I'm joined in this journey through my vault by my dear friend and colleague, Monica Morales. It's so great to be able to talk about people who give and give of themselves. And this man was a total stranger, as you'll see in this upcoming report.
Marvin, can we just talk about your storytelling? It's about storytelling. It's about journalism. And this is why we do what we do. And no one does it better than you, Marvin. I'm your biggest fan. And I think that you actually had a big part in putting the story out there and saving this man's life.
Well, as it turned out that way, it succeeded in telling the story. It was the story that brought forward the donor. And I have to tell you, having good health is so important when you consider how many people have health issues in this country. And in this story, you'll hear from a man who was in desperate need. His doctor told him to put his affairs in order unless he got a kidney in the following year.
And I think your executive producer, Lori Scott, should get a shout out too, your wife, because she found this story.
My wife did find the story. She is on Facebook and saw this man's plea for a kidney. And she reached out to him and said, maybe I can help. My husband's a reporter, and maybe I get him to do a story.
It's incredible.
Well, Lori's persistence, she told me about it, and it was just the timing of it. It was just before Christmas. That's all this man wanted. With Christmas 4 days away, shoppers are scurrying to find that perfect gift, a sweater, a piece of jewelry, a toy. But beyond the glow of the holiday lights, this man is looking for a far different gift.
I am looking for a kidney to save my life. It's very simple, except finding that donor has been very challenging.
62-year-old Brett Ashley knows the clock of time is running low as he approaches 3 years of waiting for a donor to replace his failing kidney. A former member of the Merchant Marine and an avid fisherman, Ashley has lost much of his strength. He describes surviving these past 3 years in
one word: brutal. Dialysis is very hard on the body. I come home and need to put my head down generally because I'm exhausted. And a donated kidney would give me my life back.
So dialysis is actually a Band-Aid. It is not a cure.
Mike Lolo is president of the National Kidney Donation Organization. He says time is of the essence in finding a donor.
People die while on dialysis waiting for an organ.
Ashley and his partner remain optimistic. 10 potential donors in recent years failed to meet medical criteria to donate their kidney. He recognizes he's among 100,000 people on the National Registry awaiting an organ transplant. As time slips by, he's realistic about the prognosis.
Unfortunately, my prognosis is not good. I will eventually fail due to organ failure through dialysis, and that will be another statistic.
Since the outbreak of the pandemic, there has been a sharp decline in the number of donors coming forward.
The reason why donors aren't available is because of the situation that's going on currently with COVID. They have to either be delayed, or people in general just aren't coming forward to potentially be a living donor.
Despite the setbacks and the agonizing wait for the right donor, Ashley says he is not giving up.
I'm a fighter. I am doing and will continue to do till my last breath everything I can to find that living donor to help me.
As a result of that report, 12 prospective donors came forward. Unfortunately, none was a match. But then there was a 13th donor, a man who wished to remain anonymous, and he was a match. And I have to tell you, Monica, that each year, right now, there are about 100,000 people on a wait list waiting for a kidney.
Just waiting. And
the facts, I've seen the data on this. It's estimated that 12 people a day die while waiting for a kidney transplant.
But this story the fact that you told this story, you were able to get this through our news department, because sometimes it's hard through the, all the breaking news and everything. You pushed for this story. First, Lori saw it. What are the chances? I mean, do you think about that? Does that change the way you see?
It's the way fate works. I mean, Lori is on Facebook all the time, and she has.
I love following her. Lori Scott. So everyone follow Lori Scott on Facebook. I follow her.
She has a prayer vigil and 5,000 followers. It started a number of years ago with just one person said, "Pray for my father," and she put out this thing on Facebook, and dozens of people responded, and it was like a domino effect. Over the years, she's developed all these followers, and she puts them out. She's up sometimes 2, 3 in the morning doing it.
It's amazing. Are you going to follow up with him? I want to know more about what happened.
I'm glad you asked. Monica.
This isn't scripted, I promise.
Because 9 months after that report, Brett Ashley was wheeled into the operating room at Hackensack University Medical Center in New Jersey. And he got the transplant he needed. And what happened a couple of months after that, I visited him at his home in Great Neck. And take a look how great he looked. 63-year-old Brett Ashley is a picture of health as he strides along the walkway in front of his home in Great Neck. His future now as bright as the morning sunshine. But that was not the case when we visited him last December. After 3.5 years on dialysis, his health was rapidly deteriorating, and there was only one thing Ashley wanted for Christmas.
I'm looking for a kidney to save my life.
The risk of him on dialysis was very high.
With tens of thousands of people on the wait list for a kidney donor, Ashley's attempt to find one was challenging. It was this call for help on my wife's Facebook page that alerted me to Ashley's crisis, which led to an interview.
And about a dozen people responded to that interview. But of those dozen people, one person was a perfect match.
That person was an altruistic donor who wanted to remain anonymous.
He saw the report on TV. He saw my desperation, and I think it really hit a nerve with him.
On September 12th, Brett Ashley was wheeled into the operating room at Hackensack University Medical Center, where he met his surgeon, Dr. Michael Goldstein, the director of the organ transplant program.
You ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Good.
I am so ready.
It took us about 3 hours to do the transplant, and everything went perfectly as expected.
It was quite an emotional moment when Ashley finally met his donor after the surgery.
He came in and we gave each other a big hug.
Similar emotions were exchanged when Ashley's partner came into the room.
I was just so overcome because here he wants to give me a hug, and I just wanted to give him the biggest hug. He gave us life.
Okay, this is beautiful.
3 weeks after his surgery, Ashley and his partner are getting adjusted to a normal lifestyle once again.
The prognosis is very good.
I feel absolutely fantastic. I've been through it all, and I am finally feeling semi-normal again. It was this story that found me this living donor. I'll be forever grateful to Pix 11 News, to you and your wife, Lori. You really did save a life, Marvin.
I'm so grateful that my report inspired one man to come forward. He wanted to remain nameless until you'll find out in my next report. He came out to really unusual. He came out to help another man who's in desperate need of a donor. But it's such a good feeling when you know that you can have an impact on a person's life. We do
Big
so many
impact.
negative stories in the news, Monica, and
You save lives, Marvin, with
This
these
is an
stories.
instance.
You're saving lives. I don't think there's anything more important than these stories that you're telling. And I'm so glad you're bringing this back up again around the holidays, because there's so many people that need help, right? Is that overwhelming to you?
And there are people who reached out to me and to my wife online. Well, why did this man get it when there are so many others waiting? It's a matter of luck. He happened to be fortunate enough to reach out to somebody who cared enough to reach out to somebody else and reach out to me to tell the story. We tell so many negative stories in the news, and it's so wonderful when you have an opportunity to tell a positive story that has positive results.
That's right.
And this is
And
a
you
story.
connected them, and that's what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to connect people, and that's what you did. And I can't tell you how overwhelmed I am by that story and what you were able to accomplish.
And Brett was very fortunate. We're going to take a break. We can come back. The man who remained anonymous, who gave his kidney to Brett, came out of the shadow. And he's now trying to help another man who's in desperate need of a kidney.
Wow.
Tell you that story right after this break. Welcome back. A postscript to that previous story. Brett Ashley and his partner Nina, they're doing quite well and in good health when we last spoke to him. But the man, Monica, who donated his kidney to Brett,
It's unbelievable.
was anonymous. He remained anonymous. But he was driving along the New Jersey Turnpike, and something inspired him to do and try and help another man who's in need of a kidney.
It's incredible. You have an angel on your shoulder. There's something, I always say there's no coincidences. Something divine is going on here.
Well, it's wonderful to be able to have an opportunity to tell stories like this. In my entire career, I've told about, I figure, count them, 18,000 or so stories.
18,000 stories.
That's in a 60 plus year career.
Would you say these organ donation stories are?
They're special because some stories we do impact people, and some of them leave a positive impact like this one. So yes, I'm grateful that I have an opportunity to have a platform that my voice can reach out and help people like Brett. But now we're trying to reach someone else. I did a story just recently where Brett's donor came forward, and he's now trying to help him get a kidney.
If I don't get that kidney, I won't be here. I'm going to die. There we go.
42-year-old Brian Thomas recognizes he's living on borrowed time,
There you go.
and he makes the most of it with his 2- and 3-year-old daughters.
13 months ago was when we were told that I could be in a complete kidney failure from 6 months to 12 months. So we are in the 9th inning right now.
Trying to cut through the 100,000 waiting list for a kidney, Thomas and his wife have plastered the region with posters, flyers, magnets. They cry out for help. But it was a chance sighting along the New Jersey Turnpike that caught someone's attention.
I had saw on the back of his car, my daddy needs a kidney. I had a picture of him and his daughters. Something in my heart told me that to speak to these people. I could have kept driving, but something told me to get out and speak to them. I felt compelled to do it.
It was déjà vu. 3 years ago, Jonathan Selleck donated a kidney to a complete stranger, Brett Ashley.
I would have never donated a kidney. I would have never known about Brett if it wasn't for the segment you did with Pix 11. It would have never happened. So seeing that motivated me.
Now, Jonathan is being motivated to help another man in need. He pulled into this rest stop and approached Brian and his wife.
He decided to come over to Brian and was saying, Brian, he introduced himself, and he said to Brian that he donated a kidney to a stranger. He's like, don't give up.
I felt like since I did the whole thing with Brett, I felt like I could at least tell them there's hope, that they can keep looking, don't give up, If I could have given my other one, I would have, but I can't. I placed his wife, Tamara, on the phone with Brett.
He told me that you cannot stop, you can't give up, you need to keep pushing, this is your husband's life. So hearing that from Brett, telling me that you need to keep pushing, you need to fight, you need to reach out. Channel 11 changed my life. If they did not tell this story, I would have not have met Jonathan, and he happened to be his perfect match.
My wife always says that everything happens for a reason. So there was a reason as to why we needed to be at that rest stop.
Nothing happens by chance. It's overwhelming. To sit here every day and to not know if today will be my husband's last day.
Brian has been in and out of hospitals where he's been diagnosed with a life-threatening disease that evolved into kidney failure.
I need to be here for my girls. I mean, my tagline that we were saying to a lot of people is I got a lot of living to do. So I have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old girl, and that highlight my life. I mean, I need to be here for them.
Tens of thousands on the waiting list, Brian Thomas remains hopeful that there is someone out there willing to donate a kidney.
The greatest need is a living kidney donor. That would be the best chance that I have.
It's someone that is looking at this and they're thinking about maybe this is for them. You can live a healthy life. You can donate a kidney and still have a healthy life.
Often, donors like to remain anonymous. Until now, Jonathan has. I asked him what motivated him to give up a kidney to a total stranger.
I felt driven to do something for another person, to do something selfless. It felt like the right thing to do. And I was moved by your whole segment.
Brian's condition is a reminder of the fragility of life. One day you're fine, the next day you're facing the challenge of survival. That's Brian's challenge right now. He's in desperate need of a kidney donor. He's not just asking for help, he's asking for hope.
I want Daddy had to do a kidney.
For more details on this story and how you can reach Brian, you can go to our website, pix11.com. In Westbury, Long Island, I'm Marvin Scott, Pix 11 News.
Oh, remember 2 hands? You gotta keep 2 hands on the back. Good throw. Let's get a good throw. Plant your feet. Good throw. Good job.
As of this taping, Brian is still seeking a donor. If you want more information, probably best if you reach out to me at my email, msc333@aol.com, and I'll get the word to Brian and his family. Now, positive stories.
Yes, and he has children, and he wants to live for those children.
Those two little girls, they're adorable.
They want their daddy, so we need someone, hopefully
and
someone.
Diana saying, give my daddy a
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just crying. It's so hard as a mom, as a dad, right? To see that and know that this holiday, they are still waiting, and there's so many families. So Marvin, please reach out. If someone's watching, we make this plea.
There might be somebody out there who is willing, as someone was willing to give Brett a kidney. So let's hope that there's another miracle at Christmas.
There's some big news on the Marvin Scott front. My sources are saying, is this true? Don't let me break the news. You break the news. What's happening?
I'm being honored by Mayor Adams, who will be giving me the key to the city
What?
the day after Christmas. Yes.
I don't know anyone that's
quite
more
an honor.
deserving. That is the biggest honor of our city.
Thank you.
Mayor Adams, wow.
You know, New York has been my story for the last, I say, 60 years.
Bronx boy, right? Bronx. You were
the Bronx.
You were on the Hall of Fame for the Bronx. I know that. I've seen that.
The Walk of Fame.
The Walk of Fame. You had the Emmy. You just got that Emmy award. Thank you, Michael Costell. And now the key to the city. What's next?
Well, I think the continue telling stories, to continue to help people with the positive stories I tell. And that, the honors are great, but even greater than that is the feeling inside to be able to help people through the stories we tell. We tell enough negative stories, but it's the positive stories that resonate.
Is that what you remember the most? Is the positive and the impact?
Yes. There are the tragic stories that have existed over the years. We've covered them. We've covered the horrible plane tragedies and disasters that have occurred. But the ones that resonate are the ones where we've helped people. What will always remain with me will be the 5 trips cameraman Dave Kimmel and I took to Iraq and Afghanistan at Christmas.
Those were incredible Christmases and holidays.
We brought cheer to our local troops, and we brought them a taste of New York, of bagels, hot dogs, and cheesecake.
You got to do it again.
We're flown in by DHL Express. Well, let's hope there's no more wars that we have to go to.
Well, I love when you highlight our heroes for the holidays. We got to bring that back.
Well,
I hope our bosses are listening.
The veterans out there, they get our gratitude, the nation for the job so well done. And our hearts go out to those who have given their lives in the defense of this country. So, Monica, I wish you a very happy holiday.
These shows are incredible. I mean, it gives me new reason to come to work and to want to tell stories. I don't think we do it as good as you. Can I just say, now I'm going to go back to the drawing board on my series and say, I need to push harder. No, really, honestly, you are the gold standard. And
Monica, thank you.
We're so grateful to
You're
you.
such a dear friend. You're a colleague, but you've become a good friend over the years. And thank you so much for your kind words.
You're my mentor.
Thank you.
I've said that to many people. And they said, really? I said, yes, because watching you work every day with the intensity that you do, you don't leave your desk, you don't leave the phone, you don't leave anything. And you're still so passionate about telling these stories. And you have such a breadth of work, like the work that you've done from Martin Luther King to helping people, saving lives through organ donation. I can't wait to see what's to come 2026.
Well, Adam Smith, who is our archivist, he'll dig into our vault and get more. And also our producer here, Joseph Cole.
Joe.
Thank you all. And it is the holiday, so I wish you, Monica and I wish you the best of holiday greetings. And we're going to take a little break during the holiday. And hope you'll join us the next time I reach into my vault and pull out some more of those 18,000 stories I've done since I was started here at PIX in 1980.
Incredible.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica. Have a great holiday.
It's an honor. It's an honor to be here.
And Joe, you have a great holiday too. And
Love you,
everyone,
Joe.
all of you out there. So until next time, thanks for joining us. I'm Marvin Scott.